today we're doing my wife. I have like 5 of her or something like that at this point. Some in the back, I don't know if you can see it over there. Ta-da! And then I think like a couple in packaging that I haven't opened yet. So we're gonna start now by looking at this one. We have Holo 1/7 scale. She looks absolutely beautiful. And let's get into it. Also, we have Rico joining us again today. He really wanted to be with me. So here he is. So if we look at the very front, we have a nice clear packaging overall actually. For better or for worse, it usually makes the packaging a little more flimsy and harder to keep in good condition if you want to keep the box. But we have a very big clear window with some grass at the bottom, which looks actually very pretty. Very, very pretty. On the side, we have Holo again with all the information from before. However, we have like a little wolf howling in the grass this time, and I actually really like this. And again, we're keeping with the whole same theme of like the corners. At the very back of the packaging, we have a full picture of, oh, that was so cute, Rico. We have a full picture of Holo, and then we have a kind of like a full-size picture with her in here, and she looks amazing, dazzling. And it's actually the only side of the packaging that is not clear because it has like a paper there, but with no border, actually. Huh. On the other side, same thing, so not really much there to talk about. Let's get into the packaging itself. I think presentation-wise, it does look very pretty. But then for like storage, if you want to keep the box, it's kind of a hassle, and then it crushes really easily if you stack it with other boxes. Just something to know. Super cute little baby. Little baby. Try to get a better angle of this, but we're gonna pop it off. That kind of scared him a little bit. What do you think? Dazzling, isn't she? Yeah, well, everyone's a critic, okay? Here we have the base. Pretty cute. Simple though, super simple. And then we have Holo, the queen, the goddess. Oh, so much plastic. All right, let's get rid of this. Ah, there she goes. This is one of the best figures of her. My God, okay. Let's set her up. We can attach her to the base. She has a little hole there. She should just click right on. And here she is. My beautiful, beautiful wife. Literally, look. Touching her with my hands, I was like, damn, did I wash my hands? I shouldn't be touching her with these filthy peasant hands. She looks absolutely stunning. The fabric is so cool. And I love that she's barefoot. It's such a small detail. No, it is not a foot thing. Don't at me. It just looks so natural. Like she's supposed to be in a field or something, like jumping. We have her bracelet. Oh my God. Rico's back there catching flies. So if you see him swatting, that's what he's doing. But I love her. Absolutely love her. Let's start off with the biggest thing that I can notice right away is the pose. We do have a couple other ones that you see there in the back, and for the most part, I would say that she's actually pretty dynamic in her posing. Hair swirling everywhere, tail to the wind, fabric to the wind, and I think it suits her so well. And the fabric itself has very good shading. Like the simplicity of the clothes itself too. It looks a little bit kind of like she literally just picked up like cloth and she put it on. But hey, she's freaking working it, and I really like it a lot, so we're gonna let it pass here. I don't know anything about fashion, so the only thing I know is that it looks good. And the color's actually really nice too. Initially, when I first saw it, I thought that maybe it would be too light. But no, I think it's really, really good. The other biggest thing that stuck out to me when I was taking her out of the packaging was her skin. It looks so soft, and like the color, the way that they did everything looks really, really nice. If you look at her arm, they even did a little bit of highlighting there, because the very, like her actual hands and her palms are a little bit darker. She's got a little bit of definition in her clavicles and stuff like that. So really nice. It's very subtle, but they do it really, really well. For the hair, there is one complaint that I have. There's some pieces that are sticking out that are coming out of the tail. Not so much for the hair, but you can really see it in the tail, that look like they just don't fit. They look a little bit out of place and a little clunky. I can say the total opposite for her hair, because they took the time to sculpt out every individual hair and strand. There's a bunch of strands everywhere, all flowing in like a very nice direction, and it works here. I wish I would have seen this a little bit more on the tail though. When it comes to the smaller details, the satchel of wheat in her, like around her neck, the little pouch, it actually is still pretty detailed. I will even show some of the other satchels around the other figures. They, for the most part, always do a good job. It's such a little tiny object, it is hard to get a good amount of detail. So whenever I see this done pretty well, I'll give them props for it. So this is definitely one of those times. And for the likeness on her face, yeah, she looks fantastic. I mean, I rarely have any complaints. I think I mentioned this in the other video, but stylistically, she has a lot of different looks between the manga, the anime, the light novels. So you can kind of go with any one of those and it fits. This is giving me a little bit more like the anime look, which I totally love. So I'm 100% okay with that. I feel like for none of these holo figures, they've nailed the base. This one comes a little bit close, but I wish maybe they would have done something a little more with the ground. Is it dirt? Is it just like wood? Like, what is it? But I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too nitpicky. And then the grass, what is wrong with grass? Is grass just really hard to do? Because this one comes, it's pretty flat as well. It's kind of like just one color. I guess it has a little bit of variation. Let's move on to specs and details so that we can talk about price, materials, all that good stuff. All right. The scale is 1/7 scale. So I think 1/7 and 1/6 is kind of like my two favorite scales. They're really easy to display. You can have more of them without taking up that much space. And for the most part, you can fit them in a lot of display cases. Yeah, I just think it's one of the best scales in my opinion. But the material is ABS and PVC, something we're very familiar with. Her height is approximately 230 millimeters. I'll put it up on the screen for inches. And finally, for the manufacturer, we have QuesQ. I don't know if I've bought any figures from them before. I feel like I would have noticed, but I don't remember the name. Call me out on that if I'm lying. But I'm thoroughly impressed with the quality, the paintwork, and the sculpt of the actual figure, because it is very nice. Okay, price. She should be available at a couple of places now, but I got her from Pay Asia, which means that I'm gonna give you the price from there. And I'm only noting this because she seems to have a little bit of a price disparity depending on what site you go to. So I'll give you kind of like an average, I guess, after I tell you what I paid from Play Asia. And no, this is not sponsored because I'm not sponsored. But from Play Asia, I got her for $159.99. So that is 160 USD, not including shipping and not including taxes. And I look at the other sites. She is like around $200, which is almost $50 extra. I've seen her for $130. I've seen her for $120. So it kind of depends. I'm gonna go ahead and say the average is $180 to $190. So take that for what you will. I love this woman. I love her so much. She's actually one of my favorite anime characters, and I am kind of on a mission to get every single one of her figures. She's amazing and I love her, and I'm gonna build a freaking shrine for her at this point because I have a little bit more coming from her. So if you want to see that, let me know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you. Bye.